destroy our institutions, destroy our temples, but they could not destroy our spirituality, because the bhakti, the magic, the miracle of bhakti which our Saiva saints had given us, it brought it to the heart of every common Bharatiya. How can you remove it? It was not dependent on institutions. It was not dependent on temples. It reached the heart. These two great contributions which our great Tamil Saiva saints have given, we must not forget, and it must be duly appreciated. Friends, today, when our Bharat, we know that how long it has suffered. But for the last 11 years, under the leadership of a great nationalist leader, our Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, a practicing Saiva Siddhanti. Look at all his schemes, all his programs, all his plannings. Non-discriminatory, all-inclusive, because our Saiva Siddhanta doesn't teach discrimination among people. This walking the talk, and the result we see that our country is now from the margin, from the nowhere, we are at the center of the world affairs. This is happening because our nation is waking up. National energy is building up. And this national energy, to building up the national energy, our spiritual values, our spiritual scriptures, the course of it, they play a very, very significant role. In fact, Sri Aurobindo, at the time when Bharat became independent, 15th of August 1947, he had defined Bharat. What is Bharat? He said, Bharat is Bharat Shakti, is a living energy of a Sanatan, a spiritual conception. Sanatan Dharma. It's living energy. And Bharat's existence depends on Bharat's loyalty, commitment to Sanatan Dharma, which is all inclusive. There is no concept of any other. Other may or may not accept, but we as a Sanatani cannot say that you are other, you are ours. We are all members of a family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Yadu Mure, Yavurum Kelir. Our Tamil Saiva saints did another great service to Tamil literature. Tirumurai. Imagine. Devaram. Tiruvashakam. These devotional songs, devotional poetries were the summit of literature. There is a saying, and which our chief guest, J.P. Naddaji, mentioned in English. The saying is, Tiruvasak tiraka urukadar, Uruvasak tirakum urukar. If Tiruvasakam does not melt the heart of a person, that heart is of a stone, is not a human heart that will not melt with anything. Look at the power. Unfortunately, today, while it remains in the household, it remains in the institutions like Adhinams. For last several decades, there is an attempt at cultural engineering, erasing the past, in the name of rationalism. Say that bhakti, devotion, is unscientific. Now, if it is unscientific, how do you remove Lord Shiva from the heart of a common Tamilian? It's not possible. You cannot do that. Now here, I would urge, I would appeal. I have some appeals. One appeal is for our Adhinams. You have been protecting, preserving not only the Tamil identity, Tamil culture, Tamil literature. Through your act, I know that the great men and women of Tamil literature were patronized by Adhinams. Dharmapuram Adinam has been playing a very, very leading role in that. Please continue doing that. But my appeal to you is, prepare in the institutions some multilingual Saivacharya. Because our earlier Saivacharyas used to be multilingual. We know Mekandar, great Saivacharya. Great Saivacharya Umapati, they were great scholar of Sanskrit. Of course, they were great scholar of Tamil. There's no doubt about it. It helps communication. It helps cross-pollination. It helps getting the ideas. And when I say multi-language, I don't mean that it has to be Sanskrit necessarily, any other Indian language. So that you will find today, we find Saiva Agamas are in almost all regional languages, all Bharatiya languages. When we have, since you have created here, this land, this holy land has produced these two wonderful things through devotion and in the regional languages, language of the mass, our Saivacharya should also be multilingual. Create this multilingual Saivacharya for better communication. Another appeal I would like to make to the higher educational institutions, including SRM, especially the deemed to be university and autonomous institution. You should consider including Saiva Siddhant as a part of your philosophy course. You should also consider Tirumurai as a part of Tamil literature, because they are the summit of literature. These are now being systematically, through active indifference and passive hostility, driven by a political ideology, it is being erased. I urge the higher education institutions to include in their curriculum, because you are autonomous, in your academic councils can include that, Saiva Siddhant into your philosophy course, and Tirumurai, Devaram, and Tiruvashakam, such literature as a part of Tamil literature. I also would like to appeal to the scholars, those who are here present, who have come from different parts of the country and the world. Take it to a larger canvas. See the glory of it. This, what our saints did thousands of years ago, we need to re-energize it. Because what Sri Aurobindo said, that Bharat is a living energy, and that energy comes through a spiritual energy, through our loyalty to our spiritual sources. Scholars, kindly think of taking it to the masses, taking it in multiple languages, multiple Indian languages, so that it reaches the larger audience. The whole Bharat is energized. Because this is our core energy, this is our existence. I know the 3 days conference will do a lot of churning, a lot of good will come out of it. I'm told you have 300 plus research papers, great contribution. I would urge such conferences to be organized more often. Not necessarily by Dharmapuram Adinam. Dharmapuram Adinam has been taking the lead, but even by others, even by institutions, not necessarily Adinam. Other higher educational institutions can also take the lead. We should have it more often, and try to expand it to the other parts of the country as well. And I'm sure the 3 days, it will do the churning and it will throw up much, much more light on it. Thank you very much. Valga Tamil, Valga Tamil Nadu, Valga Bharatam.
Thank you so much, sir. சிறப்புரையாற்றிய தமிழ்நாடு ஆளுநர் அவர்களுக்கு எமது நன்றிகள். தபத்திரு குன்றக்குடி பொன்னம்பல அடிகளார் மேடையில் வீற்றிருக்கும் சிறப்பு விருந்தினர்களுக்கு தற்போது சிறப்பு செய்கிறார். காலத்தையும் கடிகாரத்தையும் கவனத்தில் கொள்ள வேண்டிய கட்டாயம் எனக்கும் இருக்கிறது. எனவே அனைவருக்கும் எமது மனமார்ந்த நன்றிகளை உடனடியாக உரித்தாக்குகிறோம். If you see the mode of SRM here in this space, it's learn, leap, lead. And if you see the gentleman, the dais over here, They have shown that they are the examples and meaning of those words. Today, I'm so very humbled with immense gratitude. I thank everyone who made this inaugural event a very successful one.